Once, a man stood beneath a half-built tower, certain that one wrong stone could bring the whole city down. He carried a mind crowded with doubt, useful enough to question, dangerous enough to paralyze. In a world where winter bites hard and food depends on finished work, hesitation is costly. Ignore doubt and you invite collapse. Worship doubt and you never build at all. Today's tale is about walking that razor's edge, from choking uncertainty to steady faith that does not blink in the wind. It is a journey of renewal, not in miracles, but in discipline, truth, and the courage to test what you believe against hammer and chisel. If you have ever frozen before a task that mattered, listen closely. The stones in this story weigh tons, but the heaviest thing lifted is a man's mind, raised from doubt to steady faith, one measured breath at a time, in open daylight. In the year 1478, on the windy coast of Flanders, a church tower rose like a question against a gray sky. Thomas, a journeyman mason, stared at the unfinished arch that would carry the bell platform. His plumb line shivered in the salt wind, and his thoughts shivered with it. "You measure rightly," said Master Roland, broad-shouldered and steady. "But measuring is not building. What if the arch fails?" Thomas asked. He had witnessed collapse once, a granary years ago, and the sound had never left him. Roland's gaze held no softness and no cruelty, only craft. "Then we learn. But fear is a poor foreman. Doubt should sharpen your chisel, not still your hand." At sunset, Roland led him down into the crypt, where stone kept the day's heat. "You will set a training arch here by dawn," he said. "Brother Matthew will weigh it with 2 water casks. If it holds, you join the tower crew tomorrow. If it slips, you study the curve until it speaks to you." Brother Matthew set down his slate. "I will mark the time and the weight," he murmured. Candles flared. Thomas measured the springers, cut the voussoirs, and tested each against the arc. The mallet's rhythm steadied, faltered, steadied. Each mise cut chipped at his confidence. Outside, the tide hissed along the quay. Inside, wax fell like slow rain. By midnight, the arch stood but for its crown. Only the keystone lay on the bench, a modest wedge that could seal strength or reveal weakness. The storm began to mutter over the sea. His hand hovered over the waiting keystone, then he breathed as Roland had taught him, in for courage, out for clarity. Thomas checked the bedding with a fingertip, brushed grit from the joint, and lifted. The stone met the gap with a quiet click, like a door that had been meant to close all along. He tapped the keystone home, withdrew the wedges, and eased the centering down a thumb's width. The arch stood. Thomas waited, counting heartbeats, watching for a sigh or a shiver. None came. Brother Matthew hung the first water cask, then the second. The curve held, calm as a moon over still water. Thomas felt something shift within. Doubt had not vanished, but it had obeyed. It stood at attention, useful and restrained. At dawn, Roland found him sitting beneath the arch, tools cleaned, eyes clear. "Good," the master said. "Now bring that steadiness to the wind." They climbed the tower together. The sea flashed like hammered silver, gulls wheeled and cried. Thomas measured, marked, and spoke decisions aloud, small vows to himself. Ask, test, decide, act. The ritual shaped his thoughts as surely as the template shaped stone. A week later, a gale roared in from the north. On inspection, Thomas heard a note in one ledger stone that rang wrong, thin as a cracked bell. Old Thomas would have argued with his fear. New Thomas trusted the principle. He ordered the stone replaced before the storm crested. The crew moved quickly. With ropes, wedges, and lime, they set a sound block in the course and closed the joints tight. When the wind slammed the tower that night, the courses spoke in a low, solid tongue, and the structure answered with silence. In the morning, sunlight washed the bell platform. Roland nodded toward the curve. "Not luck," he said. "Practice." Thomas placed his palm on the warm stone. The tower stood, and so did he. Brother Matthew recorded the trial in his slate with a thin smile, then closed the book as if sealing a vow. Winter would come hard, as it always did. Work would be slow, stone colder, hands numb. Yet Thomas carried a rule he could trust. Measure truth, prove it in labor, and let action quiet the noise within. Conclusion. From this story we learn that steady faith is born by facing doubt honestly, testing it with disciplined action, and renewing the mind through practice principles. Moving from doubt to steady faith, step by measured step.